Hello, teachers. I just wanted to hop on here and give you some ideas of some motivators as you begin your online teaching. A great big part of teaching is motivation, and we all do better when we're motivated. And the Bible even says that we press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. And so it's just our human nature that when we are motivated, we work better, we stay focused longer, and a child, when we are in the classroom, really responds well usually to motivators. So I just wanted to hop on here and give you some ideas, and I hope that maybe one of these would be a help to you as you begin your online teaching of something you could do in the classroom to help the children be excited about learning. The first idea I wanted to share with you was, I call it the dice game. It's a simple name, but you can name it whatever you want. But I just have these colorful dice. You may have something like this around the house, or even two dice that are similar but maybe different in just a little way, like maybe bigger or smaller or something like that, so you can tell the difference. But what I do is I ask them what color would they like, and I let them choose which color, and then I take one. So this is really a teacher versus student. You can make it student versus student and have them choose different ones, but things like that make them laugh when you drop things. It's funny. But anyway, I let them choose, and I usually choose blue because it's my favorite color if they don't choose it. And then they'll choose their color, and then I throw them up. And something that makes it really fun is if you can add a little bit of just a little bit of a exciting and you say, okay, now you have to tell me to stop. When you say stop, I will stop, and we'll see who is the winner. Okay, so you throw them up, and they say stop, and you stop, and you put them together, and you can say, I win. Who's the winner? They can tell you who won. You can either continue this game through the day, or you can do it just for one class, but you can either add up the points, and then this would be a good math one. You could add up the points, or you could also just say, okay, I have 1 point, you have 0 points, and then go again, and then do it like that. In a classroom setting, you can have everybody be their own individual, or it could be the students, all the students versus the teacher, and to see who wins. So that's an easy game that you don't really need a lot of props, just dice. That's number one. Number two, matching game. I have a matching game behind me, and the matching game is important that you have more than one of the same color, because the next time you play it, you don't want them to remember. That children are very good at remembering, and so you don't want them to remember where the match was before. So if you have different colors or more of the same color, then they won't know. So you can have them guess, yellow 1, yellow 2, yellow 3, if they say the color or whatever, and then you can turn them around and then say, remember, this one is blue, this one is red, or pink, and then you can turn them back over, and when they get a match, they will be very excited. I know that when you're online teaching, at least in my experience with VIP Kid, teaching Chinese children every morning, there's no way that I can give them anything physical, and that makes it a little bit difficult. But if they win a matching game, or if they just win the game at the end, they get very excited. And some of these games they just flop with some students. They don't like it. Sometimes they would like to play this game over and over and over again. So you just have to kind of choose which game fits your class and try many different things. The more variety that you use, the more exciting it is for them, and they don't get so bored with the same one. But that's why I just wanted to give you some ideas. But okay, so we have matching. How I do this one though is I use magnets, and I have a magnetic board, and some of you may not have that. So I do have just a small magnetic board, and you can use fewer of these. I've done this with 4 of them across, and so that it will you know, take a little bit of time to play, but you can also use a small board if you don't have a big magnetic board. So this is matching. The third game is Find the Star. My students that I have online love Find the Star. They just love to be able to look at which one has the star. And if they lose, you can make it funny, but you know, you have to get creative with what you give to them as a reward, but just tallying the points or whatever. But they'll say which one they want to choose, and you might make it a little bit more exciting by adding a little bit of drama to it. So they can say banana, and you can say, oh, is it a star? Is it a star? Is it a star? Is it a star? You got it! And they will be very excited that they got the star. Or if they choose one that doesn't have the star, is it a star? Is it a star? Is it a star? Oh no! Bum bum bum. And you make them say bum bum bum, and that makes them laugh if they say that. So anyway, you can play Find the Star and just have some of them have the star. Again, this is magnetic, and so I can take them off and put them on. And these little magnets, if you look, I don't know if you can see that. This little magnet I just got off Amazon. They sell them. If you look up small magnets, if you want to know more about what they're called or how you can, you know, find those, I can message you. So you can message me personally, and I will message you back with like what they're called specifically. I can't remember the name of them right now, but anyway, I use magnets for that as well. Magnetic boards are so nice. This is a game that they love too. They want to play this over and over again, especially because I am not good at it, and so they like winning. And it also shows them how well they're paying attention and they're really watching you. So this game, you have to have something. I call it the heart game because they're hearts, but you can have any die cut that's the same. They all look exactly the same. Again, I have magnets on the back. This is the smile. Only one of them has a smile, and the rest of them have no smiles, and I just make sure I point that out during it. So I call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 5 is the smile. So I say, okay, watch very carefully, and then I'll go which one has a smile? And then they'll have to tell me which one, and they'll say 2. Yes, very good. You get a point. As if you have stickers, you could have their name on maybe a paper that they cannot see down on your desk, and then you could put a sticker next to their name, and at the end of class you can add them all up and show them Susie had the most stickers for the day. She won the game the most, or whatever. Another idea that you could do is you could have envelopes with numbers on them, and in the inside of the envelope you could have some sort of die cut. This was a Christmas game for me, so I have Christmas candies in here, and on the back you could have something that they could win, like some points, like 10 points, 5 points, or you could do hundreds, or you could even say, I don't know, they could have, I don't know, you have to, whatever would be appropriate for your class, but some idea of something that they wouldn't necessarily have tangibly, but that they would get points for, or something. Another game that I have is called Red and Yellow. I just call it Red and Yellow because inside I would put these envelopes up. Again, this requires a magnetic board. You could have you could put with blue tack or something like that, you could put these envelopes up, but I just have them numbered. And then I have so many, I have the same amount. So I would have like 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 envelopes up. And then some of them, they all have the same die cut in them. These are apples. And on the bottom where they cannot see, I just have yellow or red written on them. you could be a team and they as a class could be a team, or you could split them up into teams. But there's red and yellow, and then they choose a number and you can say, okay, number 3, is it a red or is it yellow? Is it red or is it yellow? And then they will all say, ah. You can play on these whiteboards. You can also do games like Hangman, maybe a word that's included in your lesson. And they love Hangman all the time. You can also play tic-tac-toe, where they each have a turn, that you versus them. A lot of online games are the teacher versus the students. I usually do one-on-one, but a group of students would also work, and they would just love beating the teacher. You could also have pockets with their names on them. I have these pockets. They have a little space right here. You could use really anything that you could just write their name on, and you could begin the day with their pockets up, and then you can have something like a ticket. I have these little tickets, but you can just add little pieces of paper or little die cuts, but you could stick them in when they do a good job, if they're listening well, if they answer a question right. And then at the end of the day, you can say, tomorrow I will tell you who is the winner, because it can be a little bit difficult to go through all of the names, especially if you have 10 or more students. That is a game that you can do where you're constantly adding to it, and you can remind them, they're out of control. I'm looking for someone who can earn a ticket. You could have a hat or something like this, and you could have inside here some die cuts with points on them, and then you could have them, say, so-and-so is doing a good job, so you can just move them around and pick one out for them, and it could be a points system. Those point system games where it's an individual one, you'll just have to write all of their names down individually and then keep track of it on your desk or whatever, and then at the end let them know who is the winner. I have lots of different die cuts. I don't know if you have things like this at home, but if you have construction paper, you can just use colors, but anything that would be bright and happy, something that they can really, they are the best at something. They just love that. So I hope this was a help to you. I hope that it gave you a few ideas. I have probably some more ideas, but this is just some of the ones that I had right here. So if you all want to ask any questions, you can always get a hold of me, and I would be happy to help in any way. But I hope this gave you some good ideas, and I just hope that and pray as well that you would have a wonderful experience teaching online. What a wonderful opportunity that is.